Oh, yeah, we
hit
did
record.
it. We did it.
That was a pain. That was such a pain.
Welcome to this episode of the Obscure Hotline. I'm Bronson. I have the channel Audio Hotline on YouTube's, and this is...
Bark, and I have the channel Hustler, or Obscure Mics.
Dude, that'd be cool,
Obscure. It would. That would be extremely awesome. I mean, it would make me happy, so...
Yeah, no, for sure. I think it'd make a lot of people happy. I think you could say that, yeah.
I think so, too.
And it'd make a lot of people mad, I guess, also. I guess you're kind of playing both sides there, but... Yeah.
Makes the world go round, which, once we get past this intro, I want to talk about something that Billie Eilish said, because we started off on a slightly sexual note already.
Gotcha.
I have to comment on something she said.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about what we're using, which I think is going to be very fun for you to say. So you go ahead and just we'll start it off with that.
Fuck me. Okay. I'm using the SE Dynacaster DC M6, which is the phantom powered version of their new mic line, which I've got just for the sake of seeing, here's the DC M3, kind of drum mic-ish in a way.
Yeah.
But really cool. I just put the video out on this about an hour ago.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And they are quite awesome, honestly. So using that, running into a Philips DVT 7500, which is a nice color screen portable recorder with an XLR snap-on attachment with its own battery, recording at 96 or 2496. And that is running out to a Ceramonic USB-C mic and headphone adapter into a phone that I'm talking to Bronson with. There's wires all over the place for just a simple setup. I need to record my own track. Forgot my my Surface tablet, which is what we usually what I usually do the camera and audio with. Didn't work out, but hey, I've got 6 devices hooked up and ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's sweet.
Woohoo.
Well, I'm using something relatively simple compared to that, I feel like. It's the Electro-Voice RE-320, and I do have the little button engaged, so it has the little dip there and the boost, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's just going, this is a Mogami cable, and then it's just going into the Rødecaster Pro II, and that's it. Very, very simple. Yep.
I wish mine was that simple.
Yeah.
It is not.
But
instead, I'm like having anxiety that I'm recording into a battery. I mean, I've got full battery.
That's good.
Everything should be good. Yeah. But it is scaring me just a tad.
Just scares. Yeah. No, I get that.
I usually use this for short form recordings. I'll tell you though, man, this device right here has some of the cleanest sounding audio.
Really?
I've ever recorded. Yeah. I don't know what these are, but like in reviews, it says that the Wolfson A to D converters are pro audio level. I don't know what Wolfson is, but I believe that statement because everything I record with that thing is so clean.
What's the model number again?
It is a Philips DVT digital voice tracer, 7500.
Interesting. Okay.
It was an obscure device, and I just had to have it. Like the fact that it has XLRs, but only when you snap it in, and then you have to plug the aux coming from the XLR into the XLR jack on this. It's a very
interesting,
but fun device.
Yeah,
yeah.
There's some online that are around $100, dude. That's pretty crazy.
$85 brand new on eBay.
Wow, dude.
And I had to have it. I've been eyeing it for like 2 years, and I was like, it's kind of silly that you have to have a separate attachment for the XLRs when there's Zoom recorders and stuff. But after I heard the audio it recorded, I was like, okay, a Zoom recorder does not sound anywhere near this good.
Interesting, dude. I almost want to get one and then compare it to like an H5 because it looks like an H5,
Yeah. And it's got 16 gigs of internal storage, so you don't even have to pop an SD card in there or anything.
Yeah.
It's got,
the H5 doesn't have that. Yeah.
No.
Dude, that's crazy.
It's just cool. It's obscure. It's right up my fucking alley.
It's right up your asshole. I love it. Yeah.
Right up my butt.
Well, dude, now I'm eager to know what you were going to talk about with Billie Eilish. So I say we just tell me about that.
Okay, listen, at the expense of being slightly just not gross, I think everybody should be comfortable talking about everything. There should be no reservation or fear. So Billie Eilish, like, I've seen this before, but I guess she like reiterated that pornography ruined her mind. And she said that she specifically said vaginas don't look like that. Yes, they do. Yeah, they do. Vaginas on porn look like vaginas in real life. They're
I
vaginas.
agree.
They do look like that.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Which I can't help but wonder what Billie's looking at in the morning. I don't understand. That didn't throw me off very much, but I was like, okay, that's a weird statement. Like I get pornography ruining your mind. That's not a weird statement. But she said, we don't look like that. I agree there. Like most porn stars look ridiculous the way they get makeup up.
Yeah.
And she said, we don't come like that.
Like, I guess I could see like,
no. She meant like, we don't orgasm like that is what she was saying. Cause she said, our vaginas don't look like that. We don't look like that. We don't come like that.
See,
I've seen porn stars come.
Yeah.
People in real life can do that. They can do that.
That is the thing.
And I was like,
yeah.
I know she's young. When I was in my early 20s, I would agree with her. Like, oh, that's not realistic. But as you get older and you learn to hone your craft, I guess you could say, it is, I just saw it and I was like, it's a really naive and dumb statement.
Yeah.
Like a lot of porn stars aren't faking it.
No.
Most are. A lot aren't.
Yeah.
That's all I had to say. It just bothered me. I saw that. I was
That's
like, Billie, you're so young. Like, just shut up.
Yeah.
You're so young. Just stop.
Well, I think that, yeah.
Hit us back up when you're 38, 35, 31.
Talk to me
even.
then, dude.
Just stop.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Yeah. I understand where she's coming from. And I think that that's, like, it's fine. It's a good place to be like, hey, like,
she doesn't understand where she's coming from. How can you understand if she doesn't understand?
Dude, yeah. Oh, fuck. Okay.
I like Billie Eilish too. I'm not being, it was just a weird statement. I was I agree. She's young. I'll overlook it, but you said something. It just brought it to mind. But anyways, you understand where she's coming from.
I understand.
I feel sorry for you, but go ahead.
I think that, I don't understand her statements, but I understand the idea of being like, okay, people, don't be insecure about who you are because these are paid people that are doing things that normal people wouldn't always do or necessarily do. And I you could say it like that. And I think that's fine. But like the way that the things that she brought up are like weird. Those are weird things. But being like,
very weird, yeah.
Saying like, hey guys, like girls don't act like that in bed. Like, I think that's like totally, you can say that. That's fair. Like, I think a majority of girls don't act like porn stars in bed. And I think that some guys do get a skewed mind of like, like when I hook up with a girl, she has to act this way. And then when they don't, they think she's broken rather than them just having unrealistic expectations. So like, I get that, but that's not really what she's saying though. She's like specifically calling certain things out, and that's kind of weird, but dude, that's an interesting, we don't come like that.
It was just interesting. We don't come like that. And you know what? She is mostly correct because most guys are bums. So you can't possibly come like that within 2 to 3 minutes. I know. I agree.
That's actually fucking fair, dude. That's actually fun. Yeah. No, that's fair. Yeah. No, that's fair.
It was just an interesting interview. And for some reason, whatever you said brought it up. And I was like, man, Billie Eilish, she just, I wish I could just speak to her and say, listen, in about 10 years, you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We don't all figure it out when we're early 20s.
Honestly, I was a dumbass. Like looking back at like the things that I mean, like, I don't know. I guess it's not fair to say I was a dumbass, but I just wasn't very cultured, and I know more now, and I've experienced a lot more now, and now I kind of understand things that I never thought really I would back then, and I thought I had an understanding of them, but I did.
We're all dumbasses when we're in our early 20s. Like, we don't know what we're doing or how to do anything, or we're lucky to get a job at Pizza Hut and pay our bills. I do have to say, I mean, like, I don't want to, might sound douchey, but I'll just say it anyway. Like, I've seen a fair share of vaginas in my life that weren't online. that were in real That's
person.
Great segue. Right.
And I've got to say, like,
it's the best show of all time.
I've got to say, dude, like, there's like a 10% differential, like, between them. But no, dude, like, it's kind of like vagina. Like, I understand some are, like, some might have extra somewhere. It might be longer or something. But, like, dude, they're all like recognizable. Like, you could say
some are puffy, some are not.
Yeah.
So there's differences. Everybody, but for the most part, when you see one, you know what it is. Like,
dude, that's like it's like a dick. There might be a smaller one or a bigger one, but it's still a dick.
Right.
Still
absolutely. Yeah.
This is so far the best show.
It's just interesting. I guess people's, like, blanket statements just confuse me sometimes, because a lot of people make blanket statements and they don't even stop to think that, like, it's just their experience. Like, they've gotten very unlucky. And it goes for everything. It's like the same as, a blanket statement stating that condensers are just defaultly more open and airy sounding than dynamics, or a blanket statement of, all guys suck. Like, no, 95% do.
Yes.
But there are.
But there are exceptions.
And there are exceptions. Just like everything, country music sucks. That I make that blanket statement a lot, but at the end of the day, there is some country music that I do not. I mean, I don't think Chris Stapleton sucks at all.
I like Chris Stapleton.
I think that he's good. Yeah. And there's a few others, that don't suck to me. So blanket statements just always get my motor running a little bit. And then that leads to us talking about if vaginas look any different. Are they all the same?
Are they all? Yeah.
Or are they different?
Yeah. No, that's. Oh, man. I would actually make the argument that actually I would say most dicks can look more different than vaginas, I would say. Because you got curved. You got veneers.
Disagree.
You really? Okay.
I disagree. Yeah.
I'm fascinated.
Yeah. Continue, though. This is a great conversation. Listen, folks, if you watch our channels, just know we don't do this on our channels. This is why this exists.
Exactly.
Like, you don't have to listen to this, and we promise we won't blatantly discuss V's and D's on the channel. We may insinuate stuff, but we don't. Anyways, keep going.
I mean, you got curved. You got
right.
I mean, you got. I guess you can't.
Vein.
Yeah, you got ones with, like, thick heads. You got uncircumcised. You got circumcised. You got. I mean, I guess if we're going
skinny at the top and get thicker as they go down, and then you got skinny all the way through, or fat all the way. Yeah.
So I mean, like, there's different characteristics there that I don't know, though. I mean, I understand, like, now
some are colorful, some are very purple.
Some are purple. Yeah, some are purple. Some are
purple.
Yeah. I guess on the inside we're all pink, though, right? So.
Yeah. which is at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. But yeah, I would make the argument that I've seen some veggies. Some are very open and blossomed. Mm-hmm. Like the outsides can be worn on the outside. And some are nice and tucked up, like
that's true.
Fresh
dude, that's
pastry dough folded in half, like
that's
that.
True. That's true.
There's a lot of, some are very puffy. Some are like almost non-existent, androgynous looking, except for a slit.
Dude, that's fair.
I mean, yeah, you got androgynous, you got lippy, you got just like some. I'm going to say words. Some clitorises are very visible. Some you have to dig for.
That's yeah.
You know, visually. Like a penis is like, you know, picking up sticks in the woods. They're all going to be a little different, but they're all sticks.
Dude, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I don't even know.
I don't know, man. I think I'm kind of torn now. I'm kind of like, maybe they're equally as different, equally the same. I don't know.
It might be. Yeah. That might be fair. It might be fair to just be like, you know, they're all different enough to have their own unique stamp on them.
Yeah, and like, so, that is interesting. Well, shit, dude. That opened my mind.
Food for thought.
Yeah.
Food for thought. Oh, man. I love it.
Oh, that's great. That's great times. Oh, man. Well, I don't think this show can get much better. Maybe there are probably other people out there that are like, I don't think this show can get much worse. But
that's probably more accurate.
Hey, but
like, what the hell are these guys doing? How do they even talk about audio seriously for a minute when all they think about is, you know, debauchery and nudes?
Dude, it's true. My favorite part of this episode so far, and I didn't give you credit for it at the time though, was when you related microphones to genitals.
I wanted to keep it, you know, somewhat for the people that watch our channels. But had to be a little bit in there.
No, I think that, like, and actually I think we talked about this on Discord the other day, and we both are on Discord. I'm officially have been on Discord like every day now, and that never happened. But
you are doing much better.
Yeah. So, but we've talked about how microphones are very phallic. Very, like, all of them are phallic. So I mean, they whether they want to be related or not, they kind of are, just based off of the visuals. So
I mean, most of them are tubular.
Yeah. I guess we can move on. This is fun though. I guess we'll start with this. Since it's like Christmas is coming up, I don't know if this episode's going to make it out before Christmas, but Christmas is right around this time. And I was curious if there was, let's say, a microphone or a product that is under $50, under $100, under $200, under $300. Let's talk about a few products that we would be like, hey, if you were going to buy someone an audio product for, you know, Christmas, and this is your budget, here are some options.
Let's preface it as, you know, Christmas is over. You got your gift cards and you're wondering what to buy.
Yeah, dude, there you go.
We're here to help.
There you go.
We're here
there
to
you
help.
go. I love the spin. Yep.
I'm still thinking about wieners and veggies.
It's hard to get off that subject, dude. The whole time I was talking about that, I was just like dicks and vaginas. Yeah, I know, dude. It's difficult, but
I mean, there's a lot. I'd like to hear everyone else's comments on that, actually, because what I know, a lot of people buy a lot of things. Maybe a shock mount. Maybe a shock
that would be a good
$25 gift.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, dude.
Let's go higher.
That's a hard one.
Let's think 50 and up.
Go $50. Okay, dude.
You can buy a good vibrator or pocket pow for $25, man.
Dude, that's true, man. That's true. Yeah.
Pocket pow. Anyways, $50.
That's something that you said in a previous episode. I think it might be dude, like if you're gonna buy toys, man, you gotta go up a little bit. Like that thing's going on or in you gotta step up the price a little bit. Pay for quality.
Right.
You know?
Right. You don't want plastic shards to.
No, you don't need that. You don't need that.
No.
Okay, so $50. I might take your answer here. The Mackie is a good mic for that price if we're going mics. EM89D. That's a good one for $50. If I was to go mic.
And that's came down in price. I think it's $25 on Sweetwater right now.
No shit. Dude, that's wild.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one. If it's $25. Oh my gosh, it's on B&H for $25 right now.
$25. That's a solid mic for $25. That's if that stays at that price, that and the Behringer is a bit of a showdown.
Well, it's interesting too because they're so different. Like
they are, yeah.
The XM8500 is very much like it's very dark compared to the EM89D, which is cool because then you have the contrast of people that have a lower voice that could use a little more top end, or people that have higher voices that you could use a little bit lower, darker tone.
That'd be two cool mics to own to have. I imagine you could throw an XM8500 on a high pitch voice and throw the other on a more baritone thing. So that
dude,
$50 for two solid
solid mics. Damn, dude, yeah, that was crazy. That was one thing that blew my mind the other day. Actually, I think that the 512 audio dynamic microphone, the Limelight, is that what it is?
That went down to like $40 or something, didn't it?
That was crazy. I don't know if it stayed there.
They really messed up on that.
So right now it's going
Just
for
a
$80.
build.
What do you think about $80 for that?
No, hell no.
Yeah, I think 50 or lower. Yeah.
I'm thinking, I don't know for sure. When I looked up the prices at the time of recording the video for this, for the non-Phantom powered version, but on Amazon it's $99, and on some other place it was $99.
Dude, that's wow.
Yeah, you know, why would you pay $80 for the Limelight? The Limelight's got that microphonic metal build, like it's got that cheap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
So I couldn't pay $80 for that. Like the sound was okay because it was dark and the sound wasn't bad, but man, the more stuff that comes out, like build quality's just got to be there anymore.
Yeah.
It's kind of got to. Fi-Fine is starting to, they were kind of on top of their game as far as budget stuff goes, but Budget Gear has caught up with better build qualities than what they're providing.
Definitely has.
So you have the Moano, who I want to take you to Key Largo, Bahamas. The Maono's mic builds of like that PD400X is sturdy.
Solid. Yeah, it's very
sturdy.
Yeah.
And,
for sure.
Yeah. Not to talk crap on Fi-Fine because I think they're providing great bang for the buck, but the metal's going to have to be better quality in the future because everyone else is starting to build good mics with good build quality for low prices.
It's crazy how it's gone that way because I totally understood like Fi-Fine doing the whole like, let's focus on the sound of it and like build quality second. And like if the build quality isn't like totally amazing, like that's okay as long as it sounds like solid for the price. But now, Mayano with like the smaller ones that they've came out with and everything, like, dude, it's pretty wild.
It's
like
better metal.
Yeah, it's better metal. It's light as shit. I was shocked, but like it's still built well though. Like it sounds good. And so, yeah, dude, it's interesting how I always kind of thought that one sound or build would be sacrificed a little bit around that price, obviously. But dude, I feel like Mayano found a good balance, So yeah, no, I agree with you.
They did
for sure.
And I haven't messed around with that PD400X much yet, but the fact that you can get that thing for like $129, $139, it's a good build. I mean, I don't know the sound well enough yet, but it's just getting so much better.
Yeah, it really is. The one that I was saying was light is it the PD100?
Yes, that is light. Okay. Light as a feather,
but it does feel
solid.
It still feels solid. Yeah,
it's almost like it's the same lightweight metal, but it's thicker.
Yes,
and Fi-Fine's is a thinner shell.
Yeah,
so it makes it a lot more dingy when you tap it.
Yeah, and I will say when you take the shock mount off of the Fi-Fine, they're probably pretty equivalent. Like just because the Mayano has a yoke mount, it makes it feel a little bit lighter. But yeah, so okay, at $50. Yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll think about it for a second though, but go ahead and go with your good one for $50.
$50, man.
I know. I should see. Okay, let me preface this. We did not plan any of this. We did not think about it.
No,
this is all on the spot.
Seat of our pants, just
Literally
flying off the seat of our pants.
Thought about this 5 minutes before we started recording. So no.
Yeah. I'm going to dip back into the Mayono thing. Like, even though it doesn't have real-time monitoring, if somebody can just learn mic technique, the PD100U is like $40.
Yeah.
And that you can just start recording. Like, you're not, well, and technically someone pointed out, which is true. And I knew this, I just didn't mention it because I think it's a flawed practice, but technically you could run your headphones into your laptop and I could hear you and run my PD100U out and you could hear me. You just can't monitor yourself. You can still do remote podcasts with it. You're just not going to hear yourself. And for a lot of people, that's not important. So I would say the PD100U. And if this was on sale, which I haven't seen it at 50 yet, but I bet we will. But this little Donner Live Jack interface, like, this would be an awesome gift for somebody wanting to get into audio because of the combo jack and.
Yep. That's kind of my impression with the iRig Pre too. And maybe actually right now, $25, I should switch since the Mackie's down. Go EM89D for Mackie or XM8500, like you said. Those are great choices. And then go, iRig Pre 2 closer to $50, switch it. But I also do think that, the Behringer UMC22, the better built one, is $49, dude. Yeah. And that's a solid interface for $50, dude,
Yeah, it's gonna do what you want it to do.
That's a fun gift too for $50.
It comes off as expensive.
Yes. Yeah. I think that at $50, USB microphones are gonna be a big choice. And I do like your choice of the PD100U. Yeah.
It's got me wondering though, like what else is out there? Because to me, maybe this is just me being biased, but if it's going to be a USB, it needs to be a dynamic. If you are getting it for someone that's starting like their home recordings, it should be a dynamic. Yeah, 119 on the PD400X right now.
119, really? Wow.
119. The Q2U is $58.
Yeah. I did notice that the Deity VO7U dropped down to 135 on B&H.
Don't tell me that. I've been holding off.
And dude, actually another one, if the person does have an audio interface, I do still really think the Zoom ZDM1 is pretty solid. Not a bad mic.
Oh yeah.
Not a bad mic.
No, not at all. Yeah. Not at all. Hey, I got a $25 one for you. Just to go back real quick. That CAD U1,
you like it?
The mic, I bought one and I bought it because of Bandrew's review.
Okay.
And it actually sounded good. It's like the updated version. Like he reviewed one when he first started doing mics and it sounded like ass.
Yeah.
But then he bought another one like in maybe 2022 or 2021.
Gotcha.
And it was $16.89. I wish I had it with me.
Damn, dude.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'll have to try it.
You could technically get a nice podcast. Yeah, for $16, absolutely. I haven't even hooked mine up yet, but judging off his recent video, like that's a hell of a way to start someone out on audios to get them that.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously. Dude, that's
Don't
cool.
Tell him it was $16.
Right. Dude, I'll have to try that out because that's very interesting.
It's just getting cheaper to start, Like,
yeah, it is. Absolutely.
And I was thinking about the other day too. I think we should, one of these days, we should try to do this podcast. I don't know how exactly we would accomplish it, but if there was a way where we could cleanly record both of our voices just using our phone's mics, but in our most sound deadened space.
Yep.
Like, I'm curious, of what it would.
Yeah, we should try it.
Sound like.
I'd be down. Yeah.
I don't know how we would though, because how would I hear you without you feeding back in?
Oh yeah, that's very true.
Because once you plug in headphones, like it thinks
defaults.
It basically turns your mic off. I don't know. There's got to be a way.
So what I think we should do, we'll just connect up with our computers, and then separately record just our phones. Just our own voices, like voice memo app. So it's not coming through it at all. And you can hear me through your headphones on the computer or something. That would be dope.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Like we're doing now, except
Essentially,
I have
yeah.
a phone sitting here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just found on Amazon an
Oh,
Audio-Technica AT2005 USB with a tripod stand, XLR cable, and a boom arm for $49.99.
dude, what? There is an open box one for $35 right now on B&H though. That's crazy.
Pretty solid. I don't love the sound of that mic, but
dude,
still
at
solid.
that dude, that's
Oh, there's another bundle. An AT2005 XLR cable, pop filter, tripod stand, and a ring light.
What?
For $49.99.
Dude, they got some crazy deals right now, huh? Jeez.
They do. It looks like the AT2005 is just bundled with a whole bunch of shit. There's one with a dildo, $49.99. Turnstile audio. Can we talk about Turnstile audio real quick?
Turnstile, dude? What? Yeah.
Not the band.
Right.
But yeah, just H&A is now Turnstile.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Huh.
Yeah. Some of the same mics, but Turnstile.
I was trying to think of another microphone around that price for like music and singers. I mean, the one that comes to mind is I don't think it's at 50 though. I think it's closer to 100. But that Behringer TM1 or the Tannoy TM1, oh yeah, it's going for $129. Dude, that thing's
pretty good.
Very solid for that price point.
What about the Donner condenser microphone?
Oh, that's 50. Yeah, that's 50. DC20 or something like that.
Well, not the you've got the DC20, which is like 30 with the 50% off coupon, or it was. But they've got the bigger one. Let's see, Donner condenser. We just play on the internet while we record is what we do. So the Donner DC87 is $129 with a $30 off coupon. So there's $99.
Wow.
For that condenser, which is it's a large diaphragm condenser, and it's pretty nice. So a little cheaper than the Tannoy. Probably similar in sound, honestly, because I thought the Donner DC87 sounded NT1-ish, just not as smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually, speaking of NT1 and NT1A, I was actually surprised that those prices dropped somewhat recently. The NT1A is $179 now, which I mean, for that price,
used to be what, $229?
Yeah, $229, and then on B&H right now, the NT1, let's see, is $209, brand new. I think that's a really good price for that mic, and the shock mount you get and everything. That's a solid price. Man, yeah, it's crazy how some stuff is definitely going down in price, and honestly, this is one thing that I have no shame in saying. Absolutely buy used stuff if you can. Like, I mean, a lot of people take really good care of their audio stuff. Just make sure that you can return it if they try to fuck you over. But, dude, like going to Guitar Center used section, B&H used section, Sweetwater used section, dude, all those are amazing options. And a lot of the time they'll come with the box and you could honestly gift that shit and no one would ever know it's even used.
Yeah. Sometimes you can't even tell that it's been opened. I got this thing, little Shure MVI.
Oh, word.
I got one of these. It said used on the listing, and I bought it, got it, and it was sealed. Like, wow. It had never been opened. And that's happened to me a couple times.
I've had that too. It's almost like they just return it and then they just drop the price because it was like in that person's possession, but
exactly.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, dude. Okay. So let's get into stuff that we don't like at $50 if you can think of any.
$50. The Behringer UM2 used to be great for that. No longer so.
Oh yeah. No, it's
No, because now you can get 24-bit devices for $50, and that's a 16-bit. Just it was good at one time, but like the Yeti, it's aged out.
Yep. Well, I mean, even like the build quality of the 22, the UCM or UMC, I can never remember. 22 that has much better build quality. I mean, that one's $50 now, which is like, yeah, that's crazy. But
it's better. It's similar, but it's better.
I mean, I do think this is fine. I think this is good for the price and everything. This is like 50, right?
Yep.
So I mean, yeah, $50 for the M-Track Solo. That's not a bad buy.
No, not at all.
So,
and then, TC Helicon Go Solo is $22 on Amazon still.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Not bad.
Dude, that's crazy. Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think of microphones or products that I don't like at 50. That's a hard one. I can think of a bunch at 100. I really can. I can think of so many at 100.
Any Tascam microphone.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No thanks.
Yep. Shit, dude.
The Go Twin is $36.99 on Amazon.
Wow.
It's still super dirt cheap. UM2 is $39. The one you talked about, UMC22, is $44.10 right now.
Really?
$44.10.
Dang, dude. That's crazy.
Got the Zoom U22 for $49. That device sucks, though. You know what? Zoom devices, until you get up into the good ones.
I will say I agree with you on that. I don't like that. Yeah. That at $50, I do not like that device. Yep.
No. And I don't think I like any device from Zoom at $50. I don't think they make a device at $50 that's not the ZDM one. That's really a solid buy.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I don't love the Shure mics that are $50. I know you like the SM48. Okay.
I like that one. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't like the SV100 though. Yeah. And that one's getting up to 50-ish. Yeah. I think the SM48 is a solid microphone, especially for like live vocalists on a budget. I don't necessarily think it's the best option for like podcasting on a budget. I actually think the other microphones that we mentioned, I would take over that. I'd take the Zoom over it. I'd even take, honestly, the XM8500 and the EM89D over the SM48 for podcasting, I think.
Yeah, I think I got to agree.
Yeah. It might be close with those two microphones. I'd need to put them next to each other, but I really think that if memory is serving correctly, I'd pick those over the SM48. But I would pick the SM48 for live vocals over both of those, if that makes sense, which is kind of weird. But
the build quality
is impressive. And because it sounds similar to a 58, a lot of places are used to using 58s, and then you can just take in your little 48 and their EQ is going to sound fine for it, So, yeah.
Truth.
But
shall we go 100?
Let's do 100. I'm excited for the dislikes on 100.
Oh, there's plenty.
Yeah.
So many dislikes at $100. Actually, I'm going to queue up some Sweetwater for that because I know it's going to make me mad looking at some $100 devices. But you got anything in mind right off the rip at $100?
Did I like?
Or dislike?
Either or. First dislike, Rode Pod mic.
Oh, God. Yeah. I mean, you don't get better build quality, but that's a pitiful sound.
Yep.
We really need to redo our reviews on that.
It's on my list, man.
What was wrong with me?
I know, man. Okay, so that one, now that other microphones have came out that I like quite a bit more than that, I don't recommend the pod mic. It does have great build quality. It looks cool-ish, and I get that. And I mean, if you're down to do some EQ, I guess go for it. But I don't think that's a great choice. I don't think the PreSonus PD70 is a good choice. Around 100, I think it's like 80 now.
Yeah, I don't think it is either. I'll throw out there that the LCT 240 is $99 on Sweetwater, and that's a great
dude,
$99 buy.
Buy that microphone. That's a great microphone. Yeah. For $100, dude, that's crazy.
$100.
Wow.
And the Behringer B1 is also $100, and that's a terrible purchase.
Yeah, I wouldn't go with that.
That sounds like a rusty tin can.
Yeah. And actually, in fact, now knowing that the 240 is $100, I would take that over the Behringer TM1. for sure. The TM1 does come with like a really cool, nice little shock mount and everything, but the LCT 240 Pro is just, that's a good microphone for $100.
For $10 more, you can get the 240 Pro with the shock mount windscreen.
Oh, do it.
For $10 more.
Dude, $10 more, bro? Yeah, get it.
109.
Get it.
or you could say fuck it all and go for the Behringer BV44 USB vintage broadcast microphone.
Get that one. Do not get that one.
Get that.
Get that.
Get that.
Oh, shit. Oh, man.
About interfaces. What about an interface off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head.
That runs $100, which I'll help. I'm browsing the water that's sweet right now. So if you can't think of one, I'll get right into that $99 range and start fucking rattling off shots at these fuckers.
I love it.
I got my favorite. My favorite at $100 is the Tascam 1x2 HR. Because the dynamic range is at the top of Julian Krause's list. The headphone amp is 1,000,000% true to sound as to what is coming through the mic. Gain range is great. Build quality is great. That's the best. It may not be the most feature rich, but the Tascam US 1x2 HR is absolutely beastly at $95 right now on Sweetwater.
Yes. Gotcha.
Great interface for one person.
So, yes, I definitely agree with that. I would say actually at $100 or on the site that I'm on right now, it's going for like 89, dude. Yeah, that's really hard to beat. Deal. That's very hard to beat.
And there's stuff that's close, like the Universal Audio Volt 1 is 117.
Yes.
I might want to spend the extra 17 just for that vintage button and some, but maybe there's so many little
it's hard
differences between some of these interfaces.
Yes.
But at 99 or under, that Tascam's beastly.
Yeah, the Tascam's awesome. I mean, personally, I'm a very big Universal Audio fan, and with that one on sale at $119, I do think a part of me would want to lean that way. But dude, the Tascam.
Me too.
So Tascam at 89. And then that one at $119. So, I mean, we're talking $29 difference. That's like, man, that's tough. That's a really tough one.
And you get the LA2A plugin collection.
Gotcha.
So if you're a plugins person, I think Universal Audio is the way to go there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's got that vintage button. I like having a different flavor of sound built into an interface. I just think that was really smart on their part. Like, more interfaces should have compression.
Oh, I agree with that. Yeah.
Either different levels of compression or not software compression, because a lot of things have DSP.
Yeah. I can tell you that I'm not the biggest fan of any PreSonus interface around that price.
No, I had my moment in the sun with one of those. Like, I thought it was cool that the Revelator IO22 had the DSP options, but man, I hate what's the term for the function knob that you press to switch your function.
I
hate those. I hate them with a passion. And the screen on that thing was like a half inch. It was a half-inch screen. It was just near impossible to use. PreSonus just doesn't really excite me with anything that they make.
I agree with that, yeah. The one that I was specifically talking about around $100 is the Audio Box Go, that one.
Yeah, that thing sucks. It had my intrigue because of its size. At $79 for the Zoom AMS-22, it's a cute little fucker. Dude, cute as shit, but just not worth the money.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I still actually have the 24 version, the 2-input one. And really the only reason that I kept it is just purely for this one event that I do like live streaming for, and that's it. Like, because it can sum the tracks and everything, that's the only reason. So
right. Yeah. Well, and that was a big selling point in that too, is the whole, the stream mode or record mode, kind of like the Comic 85 has. Like, more and more devices can do that. They can mix down they can operate as a true interface and do separate tracks or mix down to mixer, mixer like function. So more devices are doing that. So
I love that. Dude. I love it.
Me too. Me too. Because a lot of people want to stream or use their phone to record, like I do most of the obscure mic videos with my phone, because every time I get a camera, something goes wrong. Dream device. I would love if someone would come out with a camera, whether mirrorless, whatever, with a USB-C in.
Dude, that'd be sweet. So sweet.
How convenient would that be?
Yeah.
Audio syncing's not hard, but it's still a step I'd love to cut out.
Yeah. Dude, I agree with that. Yeah, like there's not a device, a camera or anything that I know of that has that. That'd be so nice. The one device interface that I'm not a big fan of, around $100, it's actually a little bit over $100, which I think is ridiculous, is the Rode AI1 at $129. But it's just not like better than those other options. It's cheaper. Like I would take the Tascam over it at $89.
Yeah, it just looks a little too basic, and I don't think it has any like standout quality like dynamic range or gain range. I don't think it has anything really going for it besides it's a solid okay interface that came with a mic.
And that's like that's their whole selling point, is it's a Class A preamp. That's their selling point.
Which is what they all say.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think even the Tayun says Class A preamp.
They say Class A plus on that. I think that $200 is one of the hardest price ranges to recommend. And
I could agree with that.
Yeah, like I think that at $100 there's a lot of really great options, and then at $300 there's a lot of great options. And $300, $400, $500, the options are good. But dude, $200 for whatever reason, I always kind of struggle with. But I've noticed that there have been a lot of price fluctuations, like a lot of products that were $250, $300 have kind of dropped down. So let's talk about it.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
200 spot.
Can I mention one more thing?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
At $100, the Blue Yeti is a fucking joke. Never buy it. Continue.
Let me add that in a little experiment I'm doing for a future episode, 2 out of 3 of my favorite podcasts are currently using Blue Yetis.
Okay, well,
which just frustrates me to no end.
But I guess that they're all right then, right?
Yeah, well, they are, and it's not because of the sound quality.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
One of them, it surprised me though, because she must have a well-treated space because it sounds legitimately good.
Yeah,
which it does sound fine. It's just not, a dynamic is much safer for a lot less.
Yes.
But anyways, I digress. $200. I have limited experience with it. But the Audien ID4 is a solid $200 buy.
Yeah. Okay.
Like that's a really, really solid interface. May not be the newest, greatest, latest, like ins and outs, but it's good.
Yeah, that's actually one of the interfaces that I've always really wanted to test. So yeah, I do agree
had one
with
for
that.
a minute, and I ended up, just, I don't know. It was before I knew what I was doing.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
It was yesterday.
Love it. Okay, so I'll name one. I guess I've already kind of named them, but that NT1 I think is a great option at $209.
Sure as shit is, boy.
Yeah, and NT1A, if you like that, like that little boosted high end, a little bit more modern sound, I would say.
Yeah, it's nice that they give you those 2 flavors too. It's like they corner the market on good priced flavors.
And those are always kind of my around $200, like those are, but they used to be, $229 and $280. So it was harder for me to recommend those, but now those are, drop downs, which helps. So.
Right. There's some drawbacks here. There's some clear drawbacks, and it's not 200, but it has been 200. Again, not a perfect device, but bang for your buck. Let's say you and your buddies want to start a show, whether it's a YouTube show or a podcast. It is really tough to go wrong with the PodTrack P4 for $150 to $180.
Yeah.
Depending on what the price is. Let me be clear. It's 16-bit. I find the preamps to be a little cold. I think they take a little bit of warmth away from the mics.
They do.
The headphone outs are even colder. So you don't want to run a headphone out into a camera because it is the headphone outs are cheap.
Yeah.
They're not great to run to other things, but they are perfectly fine for 3 or 4 people sitting around a table.
Yeah.
Listening to what they're creating. The gain range is good. That doesn't mean the preamps are super quiet. They're not, but you've got 4 XLR, 4 headphone jacks, SD recording, mix minus, Bluetooth option, sound pads, screen readout.
Yeah, it's true.
For $150 to $180,
Yeah.
It is an absolute killer device for someone who just wants to do a show with their friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't get any better for that price, because if you were to buy an interface, what's the cheapest interface with 4 XLRs?
Oh,
like,
yeah, dude, that's a good question.
and then you're going to need a headphone amp with 4 inputs to run out, which those are $50 is the cheapest you're going to find one of those at. Sound pads, you're not getting anything at $150 with sound pads built in that's useful.
So this is,
I mean, it's a great all-in-one starter device.
This is absolutely mind blowing. And it's funny that it's actually also a Zoom product, but I totally forgot that the Zoom AMS 44 exists. It has 4 XLR. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles like you were saying though. But it's
24-bit.
But it is also $170. That's it. Dude, isn't that crazy?
Let's see. And but
it's only 2 headphone jacks, but
2 headphone jacks. That's such a weird choice. Like it'll probably split just fine, but then you still need to buy splitters.
Yeah.
Which aren't expensive. They're not expensive.
They're fine. Yeah. Not bad.
And you're battery powered, but you don't have the SD card recording. So you're basically paying technically $20 more for 24-bit over 16, which again, if you're doing a podcast or YouTube show, it simply doesn't matter. Yeah. I mean, it's 16-bit is fine. Yeah. I don't prefer using it by any means, but it's fine.
The PodTrack P4 at $150, that's mind blowing to me. It
really is. It's just crazy, man. Like you can't even find a single SD card recorder for $150. It's just a fantastic deal. And again, like any episode of Stuck in My Generation, the podcast that I do, any episode that has multiple people on it over the last few months has been done with a P4, and it sounds fucking fine.
Yeah, dude.
Like it's not exactly what I want, but it just works.
Well, it's awesome that you can still plug it in, to your computer and everything, but also to have the SD card, you can, dude, it's a cool device. Yeah, for sure.
And you can power it with a power bank, or you can plug 2 USB cables to your computer to do, Dude. Well, I don't know. No, it is bus powered.
It's bus powered.
It doesn't use battery. It doesn't use batteries while you're doing that. So
it's just sick, man.
Dude. It's really the perfect device for a beginner show with multiple people. It still doesn't get any better. And when it does get better, it's not going to be that cheap. Yep.
Yeah, it's very true. Dude, yeah, that's a solid product for that price, dude. That's crazy.
I almost hate talking about Zoom so glowingly because there's some of their devices are just trash.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Tascam and Zoom are kind of similar in that way,
Oh yeah, I thought about the Portacapture P8 because it keeps going down in price, but the more I read about it, that device is not, like, it was rushed.
I've used it and I don't love it. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a lot to pay for a device that you don't love.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and if we're getting to, products that might have some better quality like preamps in it, your best option and cheapest option is probably the Focusrite Scarlett 18i8. That is the first one that has, 4 XLRs. It doesn't have all the headphone jacks and everything, and that thing's $370. So I mean, like,
it's a lot.
It's a lot more than $150. I can tell you that.
Yeah. And nobody buys the Polytrack P4 to record music. So
No.
We're strictly talking you want to create content, not music.
Yeah. But I mean, if you are looking to create music, that is actually a solid option. It does have I think it has the ADAT out or the optical in or whatever you want to call it, where you can add even more preamps, dude. I recorded music for a long time with Focusrite Scarlett 18i8 and a Sapphire. I think it was like a Focusrite Sapphire or something. But
the bottom of the at the end of the day, nobody is going to have a clue what interface you use to create music.
Yeah.
Actually, like so far I've seen it at 150, but when the 199 on this SE DCM6 built-in Dynamite, $200.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's a broadcast mic that sounds this good with a built-in preamp or without a built-in preamp. Like this is a good $200 buy in my opinion. If you want an alternative to the SM7B, but something that's still pretty dang good.
On Amazon, dude. Yeah, that's $150 right now.
$150.
Yeah.
There's only a couple left. I don't know if that's it doesn't seem to be these mics don't seem to be widely available yet.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. Yeah.
I don't either. So I'm a little bit confused because I don't know what the true price is going to be. But yeah, I'm not real sure what's going on there. I'm trying to look at the
did they give you any information as far as like
No, they're very like, I reach out to my contact and I'm like, hey, I see you got 2 new mics out. Is there any chance I could review those? And the message I got back was, I'll get the ball rolling. And next thing I knew, they were on my doorstep. That's just how they operate.
That's great though. I mean, like that's great,
yeah.
But
no drama, no stress. It's just we'll get the ball rolling. And I was like, oh, okay. And then like a day and a half later, I got a notification from the same music store they used last time out of like Connecticut, like, rock and roll, gear is shipping you. Like, oh, what? And then it's there.
Word. Yeah, dude. Huh.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Yeah, dude. That's an interesting mic. I assume if you like it, I'll probably like it.
I do, and I didn't love the V7. The V7's $100, and I'll tell you one thing: if this non-phantom powered version of this mic is $99, fuck the V7.
Really? Yeah.
I mean, this is just better in my opinion.
Not to make you repeat yourself, because I'm sure you mentioned this in the review. Do they sound the same?
Yeah, they're the same capsule.
Okay.
So if I'm being super nitpicky, one capsule says it's the DCM3 capsule, which is this one. Yeah. And then in the phantom powered one, it says it's the DCM3A capsule. I feel like they 100% sound the same in passive mode, but I do feel like the mic booster built in gives it just a really slight touch of extra saturation.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Like very minimal, but it's not, I don't think they're a perfect match. Like I like the way this sounds better with the Dynamite engaged than I do in passive mode, but they both sound pretty damn good.
Interesting.
And almost the same.
Yeah. Because I do have a Dynamite still. I'm curious if I were to put the DCM6 up against the DCM3 with the Dynamite, if they'd sound identical. Yeah.
That's the kind of complicated shit that we want to do.
Right.
It's the kind of mindless, no one else gives a fuck kind of shit that we like to do.
It's so true. So fucking true.
It's the same reason I stick a cheap dynamic capsule in a mic that had a cheap dynamic capsule in it. Like, just what? Right? I just got to know. Yeah. I just need to go full Alanis Morissette on it. I ought to know. I just ought to know.
Yeah, dude. No, I get you. And
whenever you do stuff, whenever you want to do the Dynamite stuff, I I support you because I want you to know what that mic sounds like with a dynamite.
Dude, hell yeah. Dude, good at
I was about to say, if you don't start talking, I'm like, did you forget about me?
Dude, I like that, dude. I think you're representing the Morset very well, I feel like. But
I just did a video about 90s alternative music.
I
talked about Alanis on that one. That was that was an undertaking. Like,
dude,
it was like an almost hour-long video about 90s alternative rock, and I used a lot of imagery. It took me a really long time, and I was like, I understand why some of these good content creators have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, because they're putting some work into it. Not like me doing my lame-o videos.
Oh man, no, they're good. They're good.
Let me ask you something. Let me let you give our listeners, all 56 of them, I think now.
Oh fuck.
Even though our episodes have more listens than that.
Yeah.
What is your suggestion for, and not like a cop out one like I would give, because I would say like, oh, use your phone. What would you suggest a new YouTuber to grab as their camera that will be good for now and good for later?
Oh, camera.
That's not going to break the bank. Not going to hurt them too bad.
Shit. I mean, I guess it all just depends like what your definition of breaking the bank is.
I know that they get
hard,
pricey, but let's just say, I mean, no one's going to question your video quality. That's not a video person. Like, you're going to look good, and it's going to be fine with light changes, and
gotcha. Yeah. I'm just trying to double check the price on this before I put my member in my mouth.
Member in my mouth. One of Bronson's lucky channel members are going in his mouth this weekend.
So I would probably, if it were me, I would go with the Sony ZV-E10 with no kit lens, just the body at $698. You can probably get it for like $600. And then I would get a used Sigma 16 millimeter 1.4, which you can usually get. So it'd be like a $900 kit, but that shit will last you and look great. So if you want more versatility than that, though, you could get the Sigma 18 to 50. I think it's like $500 though, but it's a zoom lens. You could do a little bit more with it, but the aperture is still, it still gives you enough little blurry background that you'll be happy with it. It'll look good. You could do some cool B-roll with it. And I think that, right around there, you're close to about $1,000. And I think that it's going to be hard to get like what you're saying, where you're like, no one's going to question. Because, dude, the big question in a lot of these, I would say, is actually the kit lens. The kit lens is what ruins a lot of people's video quality, I think. Yeah. So if you wanted to go even cheaper than that, like, I could recommend it. You just kind of have to put in more work. This one has like perfect autofocus and everything. So, dude, I think that would be probably my recommendation. I'm kind of split between Canon and Sony, which is weird because it seems like that's never the case. Usually people are diehard one way or another. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I do like Fujifilm. I do like Lumix, but I think that one's pretty hard to beat right now for getting a quality out of it that seems professional, that isn't like over $2,000 or more, Yeah.
So a common thing people have trouble with is like, what camera?
Yeah. No, I think that's fair. If I were to put in the work and like didn't care about autofocus and everything, I could get like a vintage lens and like an older camera, and it would look really beautiful and everything. Sure, it would be 1080p, but it'd be fine. So, I mean, like, there are those options too, but I feel like a lot of people don't want to do that. They just want to like set it and forget it, you know? So,
Right.
I think
Yeah.
there are cheaper options, but I think that most people want autofocus, you know? But
Yeah.
yeah.
They do. See, me, I don't need that. Like in my studio, I could literally dial in the focus and just leave it and be good.
It's kind of a hard territory right now. I think that we are really getting into this next section where I think that in the next 2 years, it's going to be pretty easy to get a camera used that's like absolutely incredible and just blows your socks off with a lens that's really solid and everything. But I think that we're just right before that, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Makes sense. All right, real quick before we go, because I got to go soon. What is your must have or must stay away from gear that's above and beyond that $200 range?
Above and beyond. Okay, yeah. One other thing I do want to mention: if you are, one other product that I was looking at, and you kind of mentioned a sibling of it before, but it's the Audient Evo 8. If you are looking for XLR that has it. It has a few outputs and everything. Like that one would be great. $200. Above $200, products that I think, products that I think aren't overrated, must have. Let's see. That's tough. I think the RE-20 is like if you are willing to put the money in, I think it's not must have.
It's a good forever mic.
Yeah. Like that's a microphone that I will literally keep forever, and it's great. It's a fantastic microphone. I don't think you need. The only time that I would say you need a Shure SM7B is if you're a screamer, and that's it. Like any other time, I don't think you need it. I do love, a nice shotgun microphone if you are doing video. I mean, I do love my MKH 416. I think it's a little bit overrated. I think that Saramonic Soundbird something V6 or something, that's a solid mic.
Yeah. I like the T3 that I have. I like the versatility of having a shotgun mic that has the filter switches built in and is rechargeable.
Yes.
Like the NTG4, which I think is what it's kind of copying.
Yeah.
Like I do like that, because then you could be out in the field with a device with no phantom power or just a XLR to 3.5 and turn your camera down. Like a self-powered mic is always a good investment to me.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I actually, to add to that, I would recommend both of those Saramonic microphones over the Rode microphones that they're essentially kind of copying in a way.
I agree.
The NTG3, I would recommend the V6 that I mentioned, and over the NTG4 Plus, I would recommend the one that you mentioned. So,
yeah.
I think Saramonic does it better. I use the NTG4 Plus. I actually still have it. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's fine. I am going to be doing a video that's going to kind of clarify some of this, so hopefully I don't regret what I'm saying right now. But as of right now, I would recommend the Saramonic mics. So
I dig them. I like them. I still own the T3. I think Soundbird T3, which is the one that's rechargeable and built great, sounds great. Kind of a dark, smooth, flat sound.
Yes.
With those switches to switch it up, it's good stuff.
Yeah. And I think as far as interfaces go, I've never once, even though it was expensive, I've never once regretted buying my Universal Audio Apollo. I love it.
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
That's if you have no regrets, because we all regret something at one time or another. Like I've regretted owning an SM7B. I've regretted buying a Zoom F3. There's good devices that it's fine. It's just not for me. So for you to say there's a device that you have zero regrets about, knowing how much equipment you've used. Yeah. That's pretty huge.
That's true. That's fair. Yeah, I think that one's one that I've never regretted. Another one that I've never regretted that you kind of mentioned. But I do some things that are a little bit different than what you do. So I mean,
doo-doo.
but I've never regretted once the Zoom F6. I've never regretted this, and this is I've used
that's a
it
nice device.
a ton. And so you were talking about the F3. I mean, I would recommend. I mean, obviously, it's double the price. The F6 is fantastic, though. Like,
yeah, the F3 was awesome. I just didn't need. I didn't need it. I don't do enough. Like I realized pretty quickly, this is for field recording and everything else, and that the premium price tag is justified, but not for me, not for what I do.
I get you.
That was the only regrets I had. Device is great. It's just it's too much device for me.
No, that's fair. And the thing that drives me a little bit insane about the F3 is actually the lack of being able to customize things. I didn't love that about it. And that's what I do love about the F6 is like you can just get so incredibly specific with what you want it to do. So if you were like pick right now between the Rødecaster Pro II or the Zoom F6, I would pick the F6.
I think I would too, because I mean I've not used it, but I don't know.
Portability is a big thing for me.
Yeah, and there's just something about the overkill. Sometimes devices are too fancy.
Yeah,
and I just think the Rødecaster 2 is just too fancy for me. It's too colorful and it's too expensive and like the routing options. I think you have to really run a crazy production, and then at the end of the day, you're still getting a device that's like a lot of plastic. I just don't know. I'm just not. It's not my bag anymore. I'd much rather have a Shure M367 mic mixer. I fucking love that mic mixer. That's like the one device I can't live without that thing. Like nothing sounds something about the vintage, just, the gear that was made well. I trust Shure with that stuff.
Yeah.
So much. Like I love that damn mic mixer.
Dude, I've never tried it. Yeah. Yeah.
You can get them for like $85
Damn,
on eBay.
Dude,
and
that's crazy.
It's got like the gain dial goes from 0 to 10, and to get a good level out of an SM7B, you only have to have it about 55%.
Really?
Of the dial turned up.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
And it is clean, but
wow,
nobody thinks about those things because there's no USB interface.
Yeah.
That's why I run it into a Tascam 1x2 HR, because the Tascam is so transparent that it keeps the quality and the sound of the M367, in my opinion. But that's
damn, dude. Yeah, that's crazy.
That is my chain right now. That is my Fleetwood Mac. It's the chain.
It's the chain. Wait, do you want to say at least one device though?
Well, I love my M367, but you can get one of those for $85.
Okay,
so that's
over 200.
Yeah, over 200. God, that's tough as the budget king.
Yeah, that's really true, dude. Yeah,
that's quite difficult.
Yeah.
God, most stuff that's that much I don't even own. Okay. I will say RE-20.
Yeah.
That's a mic that I wish I owned and would have the willpower to keep.
Yeah.
Because I still to this day, I don't think there's a better dynamic for spoken word.
It's so good, dude.
It's the RE-20. That's just what it is for me.
So good.
But I just have a hard time hanging on to a mic that's $1,000. It's just hard.
Dude, that's interesting. We both picked it though. That's interesting that we.
I mean, it really is. It's kind of, that mic is kind of the truth,
It's so good.
Like,
yeah,
it's kind of the perfect mic for anybody that wants to do voiceover, podcasting, YouTube. I mean, that doesn't have their own studio. Like, that's the mic.
Yeah. Then
you get you a mic lifter and a cheap interface that's 24-bit. I think you're in business for life.
Yeah, totally. Well, there it is. RE-20 best microphone of all time.
Yeah, there it is.
I'm not kidding.
SM7B, not so much. I just wish it had the plosive rejection of the SM7B.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
It's good in its own right.
Yeah.
But
well, I think we can wrap up. Thank you for watching this episode of the Obscure Hotline. Thank you for letting us be inside of you. And sorry for any offensive debauchery this time around.
No, we're not.
No,
we're not.
Not sorry.
This is what this channel is about. That's why we did this. This podcast is so we can be degenerates.
Yeah.
Not apologize for it. It's so we can be degenerates.
Yes. Okay. Well, hopefully we open your minds about dicks and vaginas. And
yeah. And I'll add a quote from a real douchebag. I won't name him, but if you know him, you know who it is. Here's the quote. I want to apologize to absolutely fucking nobody.
There you go.
That's what I say.
But thanks for listening or watching the Obscure Hotline. We'll see you guys next time.